Well, I don't think I have ever been at the model table this early in the morning. However, yesterday I was listening to one of the other creators who's also building a model. He's starting on the 1/700 scale Bismarck, and he was mentioning how he starts at 4 in the morning, and it had something to do with the fact that it was so noisy later on during the day if he had his windows open. Yeah, it's something about the birds were tweeting too loudly. Now, where he lives, the kind of birds they have, they make an awful lot of racket. Whereas the birds here in Winnipeg, well, they're just sort of sweetly singing off in the distance. At least they were a few minutes ago. They were in the tree outside there. You're listening to it live right now. What you're hearing is happening right now. Anyway, I did come back to the model table last night. And what I did was I gave these gussets a second coat. And I want to give them a third coat right now. That's why I'm starting really early here. Another thing I want to do this morning is I want to catch the sunrise. I usually like to try and catch a sunrise picture on the longest day of the year if I can. Now, the weather is not always cooperating on the longest day of the year, so sometimes you don't see nothing except gray sky. But we'll see how it goes. I might just sort of slowly work my way up to it and practice, and I'll show you the sunrise in time lapse. I've done that before for you camera buffs. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and give these little gussets here a third coat, and I think that'll be good enough. Anyway, let's get going. Now, as you can see, a lot of time has passed here this morning. Our third coat is more than dry, you might say. And I did a lot of fooling around outside over my thermometer, and I actually did video it, and I had to do a bunch of retakes, and I had sort of fun doing that. Unfortunately, I don't think I can show them to you. They involve the neighbor, and I'm probably going to have to ask the neighbor's permission to put it on YouTube, so we'll just let it go. But anyway, my coffee is more than cold. Anyway, I think these gussets are about as good as they can get. Now, I gotta tell you, our little gussets on the back here, I did break one off, and I had to glue it back on, so I lost a little bit of time over that. Looks like I don't have it on straight there. One of them looks a little bit crooked. Anyway, I think once the thing is, set down on the place it's supposed to go, we're not going to see that anyway. Now, we got good news. Let's look at the manual, and I'll show you the good news. Okay, we've done our gussets. We're on this section, and what do you see? Plastic, 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 plastic. Only one piece of photo etch. Now, 5 to 1. That's more like it. I was getting kind of tired of the photo etch. And then when we get over here onto this one, this piece is already made. We just drop it down. I believe that once we do that, we are done with this module. Now, if we were to put a window in that wall right there where I'm pointing, the model table would be right on the other side, just to give you a perspective of where you are. And the sensor transmitter for my thermometer cut out again this morning, so I thought I better move it. And where I have moved it to, some of you may have spotted it already. It was around behind the house. Well, now it's up there. And I'm hoping that as the sun comes around, that it doesn't shine on it. Now, I used to think when I moved here to this house that this house faced directly south. But I later found out when I was trying to direct my TV antenna, this goes back 35 years ago when we had antennas on the roof, that for some reason it seemed to be off a little bit. So I checked the map, and it turns out that our street was, I had estimated 45 degrees angle to the world, and this morning I measured it just for fun, and it's exactly 45 degrees. So yeah, that was a pretty good guess. Anyway, this wall is actually facing northwest. So I'm hoping that as the sun comes around, it's not going to shine on my thermometer until later in the afternoon. Now, I may have to move this. This might not be where it's going to go. I'm kind of concerned that because this black will absorb the sunlight, the heat will go up and affect the thermometer a little bit. So I'm thinking I might have to move it a little bit further that way, but this was the only convenient wood on this wall, because it's a stucco wall. Anyway, once again, you're getting a whole bunch more information than you need, right? There is no way that it is 30 degrees outside right now. Maybe about 27. I'm going to have to move that sensor. Okay, now, very, very carefully here. Looks like I already did catch this one little piece here and bend it a little bit. Okay. Now, my thinking is that I'm afraid I'm going to break these off again, so what I'm going to do is try and have this stuck on right here with these pieces hanging over the edge. Okay, how's that? Now we do have to do a little bit more work on this. That's why I'm fastening it down. I hope it's not going to let go from that wood now. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I can glue that back on there. I don't think I'm even going to try. Well, maybe I'll try off camera, because it's going to be just too frustrating here. I know that looks like the leg of a fly. In fact, a fly's leg would be bigger. A fly would be ashamed to have a leg that's that small. Anyway, yeah, I guess I wasn't being careful when I was painting the gussets. Okay, we need two 39s, E39. And there are two E sprues. Okay, now we need 2 of the E62. And you know what's going to happen, don't you? Yeah, if I didn't get to be creative every so often, this just would not be as much fun. Now, I was just looking at the manual here, and okay, now I cut it right there. Okay, because that was, I'm wondering if I cut it in the wrong place. Oh no. Okay, this piece right here, that's obviously flashing. Okay, but it appears to me that, oh, you know what? No, everything's good, everything's good. I got these two pieces mixed up here. This looks like it's supposed to be some sort of probably like a foghorn or some sort of whistle or something like that. That's what I'm getting out of it. Yeah, I just rechecked the manual just now, and this one here, this entire part here comes off, as well as of course the flashing, and all we end up with is little funny shaped box thing. Okay, this is B38, and I'm gonna have to be careful when I trim these ends off here. It's going to be really easy to accidentally, when trimming this flashing off, yeah, it gets trimmed right to the round part there, that I don't accidentally break that round part off. Seems to me that I did a jack stand or ensign flagstaff or something like that. When I was cleaning it off, I accidentally broke it. Anyway, thinking out loud here again. Okay, we have our 5 pieces of plastic. We don't have time to get the ladder today because I was going to say wasted too much time fooling around with thermometer sensor transmitters and stuff like that. So, and I got my neighbors coming over in just a hair over an hour, and got to get this all wound up. I know that the videos aren't very long lately, but maybe they'll improve. You know what? The way I feel right now, I might come back and work at this a little bit this evening, and if I do, I'll attach it to tomorrow's episode, of course. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.